Alright, just gonna go over the game plan for today. Trading just S&P 500, NASDAQ, oil, Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Tesla. I keep it to those seven things. Let me turn this down. I keep it to those seven things because even if you don't find a setup on one, it's a lot easier to just go on the next one. If it has a good key level, if everything aligns with your thesis, then yeah, go ahead and take the trade. So just trimming it down to just these seven stocks and indices made it so much easier for me. I don't have to trade all of this because I was trying to find setups on everything, and um, that made it pretty hard to just key in on one thing. If I'm able to master just a few a few names and all of that, then I should be good. So just go over top bottom ES down to Tesla for the game plan for 1017. So let's take a look at ES and the overall perspective. Again, top-down analysis. We see it's in an overall uptrend, but volume is starting to severely lack over here, and that's not what you want to see. As you can see right here for this downtrend, we had increased volume start to show, meaning there's a lot more participants in it. Over here in this uptrend, we're starting to see a decrease in volume, so yeah, I'm long, but I'm cautiously long is what I'm trying to say. I don't really want to get in on the trade if it's not uh, if it doesn't have any type of volume with it. Okay, price action can show you one thing, but volume can show you more than just price action. So let's look at this. It's pretty simple on the ES. I just have my levels over here. So ideally what I want to see in the ES is pullbacks. I don't want to get in anywhere over here. What I want to see is some type of pullback into the support key level, and then find some sort of support and then go back up. That's the overall game plan for ES right now. And if anything, if that doesn't hold and it flushes through this, I am playing over here at this key level because it was once resistance, now it turned into support. So if I can see that bounce over here, then I'll get into the trade, okay? And as long as this overall trend line holds, then I'm pretty confident in playing longs. If this breaks, and if this level breaks over here, 57.30-ish, if 57.30 and the trend line breaks, then I'm going to start looking for some type of shorts, okay? But as of right now, the overall trend is upwards. Let's just wait for some type of pullbacks to happen, and then we'll get in, okay? Same overall thesis for NASDAQ, except for it's not, I couldn't hit the all-time highs yet. It's kind of weak, but that still doesn't mean there's not enough upside for it. So if we go to the 1 year, this zone right here, the 683, 17,683, if this level over here gets taken out and it coincides with this trend line getting taken out, okay, then I'm gonna be short biased. But right now, same thing like the ES, overall uptrend, we're looking good. Still cautious, but we're looking good. So I don't really have much I'm gonna play for NASDAQ tomorrow, is because it's kind of far from this key level at 530 and 212. So ideally what I want to see is it break above this key level right here. But what I'm thinking is it could reject this level if we see some overall weakness. So if there's some weakness, I can get that. But ideally what I want is for it to pull back into this zone right here. This green box right here. Because it was support last time. It's not really a crazy key level, but it was just some general support. So I would like a pullback into it. And that's it for NASDAQ. Let's go into oil. And again, oil's in the overall downtrend, as you can see, but we are starting to consolidate a bit. And what I can see right now with oil is that we made a top, rejected it heavily, and then we tried to go back up, but then this big red candle over here just confirms it a lot more for me. And if we put into the 1 hour, I'm playing, we're in the middle of the zone, okay? So oil is basically just zone bound. Not really much direction, it's just in its overall zone. So when that happens, key levels tend to be a little bit more reliable, especially with how oil starts to respect these levels a lot more. So ideally what I want to see is play the trend. The trend is downwards, okay? We had this resistance over here. We had this key level gauge that it couldn't get above, and now we flush below this break and retest res level. So if it stays below this resistance level, as long as it stays below here, I'm playing shorts. Okay, I'm not looking for any type of longs. In fact, I do want to see this level break. and test this trend line. That's what I want to go for. You know, a good 2 points, risk 1 point max. And I really don't think this trend line is going to hold. It's kind of, you know, it's kind of holding, but if it comes back into it, I'm playing for the downside. And again, oil is quite the opposite of ES. You see how ES is an uptrend, oil is consolidating, but downtrend consolidating. So that's why I'm playing the downside on oil and the upside on other indices like ES and Q. Let's go to the VIX. So VIX basically, this is, I'm gonna go VIX X24 this time because we switched to the November contracts. So I don't have anything aligned for VIX X24. I forgot, I didn't mark anything down, but let's mark it down together. So we have these highs and these lows, and you can see it's in an overall range right now from 2086 to 1685. So if it stays within this range, there's really nothing much that I pay attention to. With the VIX, I don't really pay attention to much unless it comes to key levels. So if it ditties around here, bro, I'm not gonna take anything. Okay, NVIDIA. So NVIDIA is pretty interesting because we had this pullback over here. It came right below this pullback level and it came right above. And honestly, we can validate this. So now I guess my next level would be here, this key level of 127.6 before I get into this trade, or anywhere around here, around 124.45. Again, we're playing pullbacks into this level for more upside. If it pulls back into these levels for more upside, that's exactly what we want. I'm not playing any type of shorts unless it's a key type of supply. This right here is a key supply, 141.09. What I want to see happen here at 140 at this level is peek its head above and then see a bunch of selling happen. I don't want to play near all-time highs because really all-time highs is where there's a lot of manipulation that can happen. There can be a hidden participant in there, a hidden seller. So I just want to be careful. I feel a lot more comfortable if I take the pullbacks into my levels, you know? If I take those pullbacks, I feel a lot more comfortable compared to playing at all-time highs. So again, NVIDIA, we're playing for pullbacks. Apple did the exact same thing that we were talking about with NVIDIA. Let's put into the 5 minutes. So you see how it peaked its head? It peaked its head above all-time highs and then just flushed straight down. That's exactly what I want to happen to NVIDIA, but that's just what happened to Apple. And I like this support level right here, but then it broke immediately. So if it can stay below, as you can see here, there's 1, 2, 3 resistance levels. So if it can stay below this level, that's bad. If it can stay below this level, then pull back to this 4-hour supply now turns support, then I'll be happy to get in there. So with Apple, it's kind of different. I'm playing a resistance over here, but if it comes back to this level, I'm playing a pullback long. Okay. Apple, Microsoft. Yeah, nothing much with Microsoft. Overall downtrend. Actually, let's go to the 1 hour. I mean, the daily. So overall downtrend. Volume's alright. It's just middle of the pack right now, but is this? Yeah, there's a bunch of trend lines you can draw, but so with Microsoft, I don't really have many levels here. We can take this out because it's been invalidated, but yeah, shorts look like the play. Let's see if we can find something here. No, not really. There's really no supplies or key levels I want to get involved in here. Yeah, so Microsoft, it's voided right now until it comes to this support, or until it comes to this level over here, this res level. It's a pretty clear indication because one, it started this big drop, came back into it. We saw some more resistance, came back into it, and then now we broke above it. We retested it again, and now we broke below it. So what I'm thinking is we can get some type of retest. You know, can diddy around the middle here. We can get a retest that could probably coincide with this trend line for another move down into the support area. Okay, so Microsoft, we're just looking for that retest downwards. I'm still playing the overall trend, which is downside. And last but not least is Tesla. So Tesla, we have a gap over here, a gap above us, we have a gap below us. It's gaps everywhere. but we did have this downside move. So what we're thinking to do here is we can play. Actually, before I say that, we have this key level over here, 235.22, because it was a supports, resistance, resistance, came above it, retested it, came back up, and then we just flushed straight down. So we have nothing here. After it flushed straight down, we can see some upside, come back into it, retest it again, probably fill the gap, and then come back down to fill this gap, and then fill that. And that's a head and shoulders kind of, so it could have more downside, but overall, play the trend of the downside for Tesla. Right now, it's in the middle of the range. It's quite literally right in the middle of this range. So what do we do? We just wait for it to come to the extremes. One of the extremes is this break and retest upside. So if it can come above this break and retest upside, I'll play the break and retest. But if it doesn't, it comes into this, we get a rejection, okay? Or right now, if it does something like this, it fills the gap, comes back down to the support, and then make a leg higher. So as you can see, that's basically it. But yeah, you know, as you can see, there's just a bunch of retests, key levels that I'm playing off of. I'm not really being eager to play, you know, market open or impulsive trading. I've started to dial down a bit on that. So that's the best part about my trading so far is I've dialed down on the impulsive trades. But yeah, that's it for this market recap. 1017. I hope to come out with a trade video next because I haven't taken any trades at all. They're busy with school, so yeah, let's just get back into this.